Alright, what is up everyone? My name is Chris, and today I've been wanting to sit down and do a video like this for a while because I haven't really, I guess you could say I haven't had the time when I've had a lot of time to do this, but I've kind of just been focusing on other videos to get out before I did this because I think that it would have been better and more beneficial, and I think it would have looked a lot better as well. But in today's video, I will be answering the question, is Nolan Patrick a bust? God. See, when I see this question and I see like the comments that like Patrick is a bust and all this stuff, I lose it because it's ridiculous. It really is. Nolan Patrick is not a bust. He's just not. The thing is that I think the reason that it's brought up that he's a bust is because the other four players that were picked around him in that 2017 draft. Now, the thing is with Nolan Patrick is that this is like so like I hate doing this because it's like it was like the way that draft was compared to other drafts, it was just a weird draft. There wasn't like, no one knew who was going like number one until like a couple minutes before the draft. It was like back and forth. Is it Heisher Patrick? Heisher Patrick? Heisher Patrick? I personally thought the Flyers were going to get Heisher just because of the way everything was going, and they ended up drafting Patrick at number 2. The Devils take him, and then Heiskanen goes next, Cale Makar, and then Elias Pettersson. And the thing is that Patrick has just as enough talent as these 5 players right here. He does. Nolan Patrick has just about the same amount of talent as Heisher, Pettersson, Makar, and Heiskanen. I believe that. The thing that set him back is basically him getting brought up into the NHL at the wrong time, because physically he could have played, yes, but it was the wrong move because of the way that mentally an 18-year-old isn't ready to play in the NHL. No one really is, and that's why some of them struggle. That's why Jack Hughes and Kaapo Kakko are getting called bust today, because they don't perform to the level. Because my thing is that ever since the 2015 draft with McDavid and Jack Eichel and everything like that, ever since that draft, every draft after that, everyone expects these players in these top 5, top 10, even top 3, whatever, they expect them to play like McDavid. They expect them to be like Jack Eichel. They expect them to be superstars in the league when they're not. That was a generational draft. Go back and look at that first round. And even the second round had some really good picks. That first round was unbelievable. Amazing amount of talent in that draft. And now ever since then, everyone expects, the players that come in have, they all expect them to be, the exact same way. They expect him to play like Connor McDavid and be the next Sidney Crosby or whatever. And when it doesn't happen, people are, they're a bust and they criticize. Now, the one thing is that when Patrick came in, he also played on the third line, and it was just ridiculous with Patrick because he played on the third line, and this is nothing bad at him. It's nothing against him at all. He comes in and he plays on the third line with guys like Dale Weiss, Jordan Wheel. I mean, that was this 2017-18 season. That was the last time the Flyers made the playoffs, and they were like a okay, like bottom line team. That team basically made the playoffs to make the playoffs, and that was it. So basically, Patrick, he's just kind of thrown in. And another thing was too is that he was injured before that. He was injured in juniors. He had to get shoulder surgery as well. And now everything with the migraines. He's called a bust because he hasn't produced, but he hasn't played. So you can't say a guy's a bust if he hasn't played. That's just my thoughts. I feel like that, to be honest with you, it's just ridiculous because I'm so sick and tired of it. It's just as much as I'm sick and tired of the way that people say just trade ghost to trade ghost with no other opinion around it. It's kind of just, it's ridiculous. It really is. As for Patrick, his first season, he plays 73 games, he puts up 30 points. The next year, 72 games, puts up 31 points. So he's got 61 points in 145 games played. And the thing is that he was never really, like, he never played bad. It just took him a while to produce. But that's the thing, when you play on like a third line and all this stuff, you're not a bust. You are not a bust. This kid has an unbelievable amount of talent. And the thing is with him is that I posted a video a while ago, after practice, that Patrick was in there shooting around after practice and all this stuff. So he's shooting around, and I was like, and he was just so mad, and he was just so frustrated. Now, I believe that was back in February when I posted that, or March, February, March, around there. And I saw him do that at training camp with Tyler Pitlick on the same ice, because if you remember, Pitlick was injured. I believe he had a broken hand or a broken wrist around that time. And they were both on the same rink, and Patrick was just so frustrated. He's working and everything else. I love Nolan Patrick. He's an unbelievable player. He is not a bust. In my book, he's not a bust. And this is a video I've been wanting to do for a while, so please leave your comment below if you think Patrick is a bust. I personally don't, because I think he has such more talent, but the thing is, he's just been riddled with injuries that he hasn't been able to show that amount of the full amount of talent that he has in his whole repertoire and all that stuff. So again, let me know what you guys think, and remember, podcasts, articles, those links are on my channel. Hope you guys enjoy this one. I'll see you guys in the next one, and goodbye.